Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. So as we know, Daniel Dubois took a loss against Joe Joyce, and the manner of the loss I guess is being called into question. Did Daniel Dubois quit? Well, I'm going to say yes, I believe he did. Now, I wouldn't normally say that because I believe that it's for the fighter to admit it, or for other fighters who've been in the ring to say that, yeah, he quit, but I don't think you can really say anything else considering he went down, he took the knee, he knew what he was doing, and then waited for 10, then got up. So ultimately, yes, I do believe that he quit. Now, was that the right thing to do? Well, it's easy for someone outside of the ring to say that he should have gone on, he should have continued, but the damage to his eye was quite substantial. And the problem was, it wasn't necessarily one big punch that caused it, it was an accumulation of punches, and he didn't have an answer to it. The problem with Daniel Dubois wasn't anything to do with that eye, really. What it was the fact that he could not make adjustments. That was the problem. He wasn't able to go through the gears. He didn't have an answer to what Joe Joyce was doing. And effectively what Joe Joyce was actually doing was keeping it basic, keeping it simple, using that jab. And he couldn't land combinations of fast punches against Dubois, so he didn't. He kept that jab out there, and that was his best weapon. His accuracy was brilliant, his timing, brilliant. His footwork was also incredible. I think that what Joe Joyce done was followed his game plan to a T. As I said, he wasn't making it too complicated for himself in there. He knew that if he started trading with Dubois, opening up, trying to land combinations, that would give Dubois the opportunity to land his punches. So he didn't do that. At times he did mix it up, but he just kept that jab flowing. That was causing the damage and he could not miss with it. Dubois, on the other hand, could not adjust to what he was doing. He could not gauge Joe Joyce. He couldn't find an answer to that jab, which I know it sounds simple, it's just a jab, but when Joe Joyce was timing him, that makes it difficult for Daniel Dubois to find an answer because that is what he was doing. He was almost countering Dubois, making Dubois commit, make him adjust and open up. Then Daniel Dubois was open to that jab, so he was landing a jab on the offense, a jab going backwards, and a counter jab also. He was mixing it up in those variations. Joe Joyce did start throwing combinations later on, around rounds 8, 9 and 10. He was throwing more combinations then than earlier on in the fight. And the interesting thing about that is he wasn't throwing combinations earlier on in the fight because he didn't necessarily have the explosive speed to catch Daniel Dubois, and if he did, he'd make a fight of it. Then probably Daniel Dubois is going to come out on top because he's faster and can get the more punches away. So he cannot afford to give Daniel Dubois that kind of foothold in the fight. So therefore, he doesn't need to mix it up. He can keep it simple with the jab, break Daniel Dubois down over the course of the fight. Then as Dubois slows down and becomes more fatigued, that is when Joe Joyce can start landing and throwing those combination punches. And at the end of the day, what it all came down to was the fact that Daniel Dubois just didn't have any answer to Joe Joyce's jab. Nothing. He could not adjust. Joe Joyce has shown that he was able to do that, to warm into the fight and adjust as it went on. Whereas Daniel Dubois was unable to do that during this contest. I mean, it was a big step up for Daniel Dubois, a bigger step up for Dubois than it was for Joe Joyce. So he deserves respect for taking this fight. And I hope that it doesn't discourage him from taking big fights like this in the future, just though when he is ready. He will come again. He's young, he can learn, he needs to go back to the drawing board and adjust certain things. But he did show true grit and heart getting in there with someone like a Joe Joyce who does just keep coming. You just have to wonder though if Joe Joyce just ended up breaking the heart of a Daniel Dubois in there, and ultimately that is what won Joe Joyce this fight. His persistence, his durability and his experience got him the victory. Guys, anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below, leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Thanks guys.